Ranking every book in the Red Rising series. It's finally time. And I already know I have at least one hot take in here, so feel free to argue in the comments. But hear me out. Hear me out, okay? Now, in last place, I have Red Rising, the first book in the series, the one that started it all. Now, there's nothing wrong with this book. I just don't think it comes anywhere close to the rest of the series. I think Pierce Brown is still in the process of learning what he wants the series to be and actually how to write, and I feel like that kind of shows in this book. It's a great introduction to the story, great introduction to the characters, but it just doesn't come close to the rest of the series, if we're being honest. In fifth, this is where things get dicey, because I know this is a lot of people's favorite book of the whole series, but I have Dark Age, which is the second to last in the series. And I have good reasoning for this. My reasoning is I am not smart enough to comprehend all the things going on in this book. It's too much. It's too much for me. It was moving too fast. There were too many plot lines to follow. My brain couldn't comprehend it. And I realize that that is no fault other than my own, but nonetheless, I have to put it second to last just because I couldn't handle everything that was going on. There was a lot of moments in here that made it clearly a step above the first Red Rising, but this is the only other book in the story in the series that I gave 4 stars. It was the first book and then Dark Age. The rest I all gave 5 stars. But yeah, I couldn't wrap my head around all the things going on. It was too much for me. I just felt like it moved too fast, and some of the shocking moments that were supposed to be, action packed, just didn't really hit the same for me as it did, as they did in a lot of the other books in this series. Now, I had to put some thought into what was going fourth and what was going third because they are very close. But in fourth, I did go with Iron Gold. I love this book. I think this book is the perfect introduction to the second half of the series, the latter 3 books. But everything about this book I think is done perfectly. I know it gets a lot of hate for being not as good as the other ones. I disagree. I think that the introduction to all the new characters, the new conflict is perfect. I love how Darrow is not as clear of a protagonist and more of a flawed character in this book. I thought that change was super good. And I just think that this book takes this whole series to a next level. It just introduces so many more dynamics and things that we weren't thinking about in the original trilogy. And I love it for that. I love the heist aspects. I think they're super fun. And yeah. In third, I have Morningstar, the perfect conclusion to the original trilogy. I think that the character work in this book is the best out of the first 3 books. The characters feel so alive, and I just feel so emotional for them. And there's moments in this book that had me close to tears. The ending was so unexpected. I was shocked, but the ending does not come close to that of the next 2 books, let me tell you. But yeah,